What's up guys, Irish Turtle here, and welcome to today's video on some potential operator upgrades that have been leaked over the last few days. Now, a lot of this information is released to us from the official Ubisoft pages, from in-game files, or from other avenues of the Ubisoft departments. So like, one of the information comes from Ubisoft Brazil. So a lot of this information we can assume is fairly accurate, although it could still change at any point. So don't take everything I'm saying here as the word of gospel. So let's start off with the first bit of information that is still potentially up in the air. And that is, on the Ubisoft Brazil Facebook page, they leaked a video that basically came on their Facebook page and then got disseminated from there. And the video is what you're about to see here. Now this, as you can see, is Doc self-healing. And he's not down, obviously, he still stood up with health, and he gives himself a total of 40 hit points. Now, this is quite an interesting change to his meta. Now, obviously, when you talk about Doc, you kind of know that his ability is used for when you're in the down and not out stage. But realistically, I think Ubisoft have noticed that, obviously, Doc in some games doesn't even get a chance to fire off his stim pistol, either because the teammate goes down to a headshot immediately, or because he's out of placement for the teammate that goes down. So obviously with this change, it means that Doc can heal his teammates without actually having to wait for them to go down. Another instance of this is when you're playing on certain rounds, your teammate gets hit down to 10 HP, and they're like, just shoot me in the foot, down me, and then revive me with your stim pistol. And I suppose Ubisoft have gone, well, maybe this isn't exactly how Doc should be played. We don't want players to be risking team killing, because obviously now that can get you banned. So essentially they've gone, right, okay, we're going to fix this by letting him heal you without having to wait for you down. This is really good, and in my opinion it's been a change that Doc has needed, because as I said, his ability isn't necessarily always going to be used. And now obviously it means that players can run over to Doc and basically ask him to heal them while they're still up and running. So it's a nice change, and again, if you coupled this with, say, like Rook's ability to add an extra couple of hit points, I think Doc is going to be a must pick after this sort of this update for him comes out. So it's definitely something worth watching, and I'm really hoping that this isn't just sort of like a bit of a teaser for something that could happen. I'm really hoping it does come out. There's also a bit of information that corroborates with this, and that is that some guys found in the audio files that were given to us when Skull Rain came out that include these audio files right here.
Medical dart! Taking my medication. Meds delivered. Target hit with med dart.
Now those audio files obviously kind of corroborate what I'm saying here, and we can kind of assume that yes, Doc will be able to heal his teammates, he'll be able to heal himself, and he'll obviously have a bit more of a like sort of useful role as a defender. So I'm kind of looking forward to this update. I'm really hoping this comes out soon, as Doc needs something to be picked more, I think, because as I said, a lot of the time his ability isn't used every game, and it'd be nice to see a little bit extra to this character, who will, like I say, will become probably a must pick with this update. Now, the next leaked information comes from the official Ubisoft Twitter and Facebook pages, and this information I'm really actually looking forward to, and it's something that I've wanted for a while for this specific operator. And that is that they have said on their Twitter page that with version 4.2 they are finishing the final preparations for that update, and they showed this video. Now obviously that video kind of shows us something very interesting, and that is that the Twitch drone is being used in the preparation phase. Now this is something that the community has been asking for a long time. And again, it's a case of, with Twitch, a lot of the time, sometimes you don't pick her for her ability, you pick her for her weapons and speed. Or at least that's what I tend to do, and then I use her gadget situationally. But with this new update coming out, we can assume that her ability will now be used in the preparation phase with the drones. So it means that obviously she could shoot out cameras, as the video shows, or she could possibly shoot out bandit traps, mute jammers, all that kind of stuff to help her team out in the prep phase. And if this is a thing, it's going to mean that the meta for the game is going to change a whole hell of a lot if the team picks Twitch. Obviously, it kind of means that defenders are going to have to watch out for drones a hell of a lot more. They're going to have to make sure that they take out this Twitch drone if it's roaming around, because obviously their defenses will be taken out pretty much immediately as they're being placed, which is really cool because it means that now they have to watch out for that sort of aspect. The other side of this coin, though, is that we're not sure whether or not she'll get 2 Twitch drones now, one for the prep phase, one for the deployment phase, or whether or not it'll just be one, or if they'll increase the hit points, or what they're going to do to this drone. Because at the minute, drones are very flimsy, Twitch's drone is just as flimsy as the normal ones, so we're kind of hoping that either it'll get a couple of extra hit points or she'll have 2. Now, whether or not one of these two things happens, we're not sure, but it's going to be the only way, realistically, that I see this being useful. Because, obviously, if it's destroyed in the prep phase, that's it, it's gone. You don't have that drone anymore. And that's kind of her entire ability sort of thing. So, we're hoping to see a lot of changes to her character with this new update. We're hoping, obviously, the meta will change around her character. But a lot of the community have also said, after seeing this, we hope the drone has a little bit more bang for its buck now, and it has a little bit more power. Otherwise, if she's only got one drone and it's one hit, that's it. It's going to basically be done very quickly. And, you know, her ability isn't going to be that useful once the game actually starts. But obviously with this ability, there are really nice little caveats that come with it. So it's things like defenders might change the way they play, so that if there's a Twitch drone roaming around, you place down your like mute jammers, bandit charges, all that good stuff after the deployment phase, because you know that there's a Twitch drone possibly roaming around destroying your gadgets. And obviously you want to avoid that. So that's kind of cool, and I think, obviously as I said, this is actually something they've released on their official pages as a kind of teaser, so we can assume this is going to be something coming in. It'll just be a case of we're wondering how it'll actually be implemented into the full game. My hope, as I said, is that she gets at least 2, or that her drone gets 2 hit points, or maybe even a jump would be nice, just so she's got a little bit more maneuverability with the drone. But, as I said, we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell what actually happens. And the final little bit of information is less about a specific operator, but more about another sound file that was found in the game. Now, if I play this for you right now...
Deploying Claymore.
Claymore deployed.
Mine deployed!
Claymore set!
You can hear that the operators are talking about deploying Claymores. Now, from the sound that I've kind of heard, it definitely sounds like a lot more of the defending operators are saying Claymore. So obviously we can assume this will be a defending gadget if it is actually implemented at any point. Now, what we hear in sound files and what actually comes true are two very different things. A lot of game developers will do this, where they implement sound files that they never actually use, and this could just potentially be that. It could be a case of they ask their actors who do each individual voice just to record the word Claymore, just in case they ever decided to implement it. So we don't necessarily know if these sound files are going to be used. However, if they are going to be used, that's really interesting, because obviously it means that there's going to be a new defending object that the attackers are going to have to watch out for. Now obviously, like I said, this might not ever happen, but the Claymores are going to be quite an interesting idea. Now obviously, if you've ever played a game where Claymores are actually involved, say Battlefield or Call of Duty, you'll know that they can be an absolute bitch to detect and avoid. And it was one of the things that a lot of the people in like Call of Duty or Battlefield or any game we're in, a lot of players tend to hate the people that use these like defensive grenades, or claymores, sorry, and they're not well received normally in games. It's kind of the sort of thing a sniper would use if they're hiding in a room. They'll put it by the door. So I don't know how well claymores would be received by the community, and this is something that I'm actually kind of interested. So if you have any thoughts on Claymores and what they could possibly do to the defending meta, let me know in the comments below. I welcome any kind of opinions that you guys have on this, as I'm kind of up in the air on it at the minute, and if they do implement it, it'd be interesting to see, but I don't know if I'd be too keen on it overall. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, as I said, all of this information is just been leaked on loads of different sources. The Twitch stuff comes from the official Twitter page, so we can assume that's kind of real. The doc stuff, again, as I said, comes from Ubisoft Brazil, so take that with a pinch of salt. That might not be 100% accurate. Only time will tell on that one. And the sound files, again, they're there, but whether or not they use them is obviously Ubisoft's choice, and we don't 100% know either way if they will be implemented. So, please, as I say, don't take everything I say here as the word of gospel. Make sure you kind of take it with a pinch of salt and assume that, yes, it could be put in, but it also might not. Otherwise, guys, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, share my videos as much as you can if you kind of like my content and would like to see more, as it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.